Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I kind of forgot about. I remember the show, but I kind of what do you call it? I was talking to everybody in the chat, and then I kind of like disappeared for a minute talking to somebody, and then I was like, oh crap, it's 9:03. So we're back. We're here. We're live. We're running. We're rocking. Rock'em sock'em robots. In any case, so this week's not a lot of things were popping off. Not a lot. So we'll just talk and see what happens. I see people talking about Legoland New York, and I was reading a little something with somebody, Lindsay Yale Entertainment was mentioning it in the chat, and I just went and looked it up quick. It seems the town's really against it. Well, the citizens. It's always the citizens. They don't realize, they're complaining and, about, emergency resources and taxes, uptick in traffic, and all that stuff. But I didn't hear about Canopy's new ride. What is Canopy getting? Please let me know. Skee Ball building is getting new high-tech games. I guess I take that at Canopy. But what ride is Canopy getting? That's what I need to know. Look at that. News in the chat. Canopy Lake getting a new ride. What is it? But anyway, back to Legoland New York while we're waiting for that. They're trying to... they didn't say. Well, they need to say. They need to let us know. They need to let us know what the ride is. Alright, so there is no news and we don't know, but we just know that we're getting a ride. Anyway, so I guess they're trying to sweeten the pot and give the locals some more benefits to the community. I didn't read what it was, but I hope it goes through. I mean, the only Legoland I've been to was Florida, and I thought it was fantastic, which used to be Cypress Gardens. I mean, yeah, it's a kiddie park, so to speak. They don't have, like, really high-tech, crazy rides. But if you like Legos, like I do, they have 3 seasonal parks in Europe. One is closed because of the incident. What incident? Well, you don't have to say it there. You can private tell me, and then I can spill it out. And I won't say where it came from. Oh, the Rapids. Oh, okay. But anyway, Legoland parks. I mean, I've never been to the one in California. Obviously, overseas. It would be nice to have one a lot more closer than, going to Florida. Even though I do like the Florida one. I loved how when you walk it through and you see the, all the little scenes set up, and you walk down, walk up the hill, and there's Star Wars, and all over the place. There's all Lego stuff. Rides are themed out to Legos, but it's pretty cool. I like it. I like the theming. I thought it was great. So here's to hoping that they add that. We got 2 escape rooms where the arcade used to be in the village. Oh. I don't know where that is in the village. Trust me, the park will know. The park always knows what they got. Park always knows what they got. And yes, Luco, Striker is wrapped up. I'm just waiting on the word for Brandon, my brother, to take it. And, what do you call it? We're gonna get rid of that, make room for more machines. Because I got a new one. I don't know. I got a Rob Zombie. I got it 2 days ago. It is fantastic. It is awesome. Depends if you like Rob Zombie. And then they have the adult mode, and it's pretty naughty and dirty, and it's awesome. Told me to F myself. Put your name up. Put your name in and go F yourself. It was great. I got yelled at by the machine for getting a high score. It was great. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Well, actually, once that accident happened, Canopy backed out of the Rapids ride. But let me tell you, I'm not a fan of Rapids rides. Here's my thing about Rapids rides. While they're nice to have, it can eat up the capacity pretty good, especially depending upon the size of the boats. They can just keep filling them, go, go, go. Every time I go on them, I get soaked. Because for some reason I have a waterfall magnet stuck in my butt, and the boat always turns in my seat, and I get soaked. Always. Always get soaked. And I will say the Hobbit pinball machine sucks. It does. I hate it. It sucks. I played it at Pinball Wizard on closing day, and I was just like, this game... Here's my thing about pinball machines when I pick the pinball machines that I like. One, I have to like the theme. If I don't like the theme, it's not going to... Doesn't matter how awesome the game is, it's not going to work for me. I'm not going to throw down on it. I was almost that close to getting The Hobbit. Like, that close. And, I played it a bunch of times, played it. I've probably pumped like $50 into the thing at different various locations. Well, probably not that much, but quite a bit of money. Over $20. And I don't like The Hobbit. I don't like Lord of the Rings, so it doesn't work. I mean, it's not really that high tech. All it has is a couple trolls that pop up, and the screen that looks like a book, and the big screen that takes place in the back glass. It's really not high tech. Wizard of Oz is way better. Wizard of Oz is way more high tech, and I'm waiting to see this dialed in machine that they got by that company. Drayton Manor was the person's fault. Yeah, there was that accident with the Rapids at Drayton Manor. So, yeah. No, you're gonna... Speaking on SeaWorld, I guess they did their first quarter, first quarter results and all that, and SeaWorld's getting hammered. So, be on the lookout for less animal exhibits and more rides. You're going to see your SeaWorlds turn into amusement parks now, which is fine by me. They keep the animals that they do have that Peter doesn't get mad about, and you can go see the animals and whatnot, and then you can go on a bunch of rides, which I always felt they always needed more rides. I always felt that. So they... Yeah, I mean, SeaWorld is just going to become what kind of people didn't want to have happen. People like SeaWorld for what it was, and then Peter came, ran in a parade, and they somehow convinced the sheep of the world to go, shame on you, SeaWorld. Shame on you. Yeah, basically there'll be Six Flags. They're going to be like a Six Flags. They'll be like a Great Adventure or a Discovery Kingdom. That's what they're going to become. They're going to become just like those kind of places. You're going to have some animals, like Busch Gardens. You're going to have animals. You're going to have a bunch of rides. It may help SeaWorld in the long run. Have all sea-themed rides and stuff. It'll probably help them more than hurt them. I think they need to lay off the whole animal thing for a while. And just put rides in. I'm not saying get rid of the animals. I'm just saying just keep building up rides. The reason why I say that is if they can keep building up the rides, just keep building them up, it'll help for a while keep the mind off about, Shamu. Less about Shamu, more about rides and other animals. And they're starting to, they're slowly but surely starting to head in better direction than what they were heading, which is by all means is fine. I just honestly wish that SeaWorld would get, people would kind of get behind it now and just go, okay, it's cool. But I agree with you, Lugo. I love all kind. Well, I like pigs and cows, chickens, turkeys. I'm sure I'm missing rabbits, goose, deer. They're all tasty. Chilies, soups, fried, baked, grilled. I'm all for it. Tuna fish. I'm all about that. So yeah, and Daniel, to answer your question about The Hobbit, why does it cost more? The reason why it costs more, I'll tell you why it costs more. It all has to do with one, licensing. Number one, the fees associated with the property. Two, the first one they went in cheap to get everybody to buy it, because The Wizard of Oz was their first machine. So they went low to suck people in. People loved the machine, and now they want The Hobbit, and now they want the dialed in. And the more that they keep doing, you get the gist, you get the idea. The televisions, the little TVs in the game, little TV. Well, the back glass is a TV. It's an LED screen. They took, instead of having a back glass, you got a TV. And then if you look where it looks like the book is moving, I heard Pinball Wizard first opened like 6 years ago, or something like that. That place opened 6-7 years ago, and then closed like last couple weekends ago. Such a shame. Such a shame. What if Disney wants to charge so much for people to stay on property? See, the problem with Disney is Disney. They do and say as they please and charge as much as they want. It's weird because Disney, no matter what, can really do no wrong. People will turn a blind eye and, because, Disney's done some crazy stuff, and no matter what happens, people love Disney so much. I went to a park on Sunday. I went to Six Flags. If you didn't pay attention, we did I did Facebook Live. We recorded. Well, we went live with Jen McGrath, and it just so happens right at the end of us doing Facebook Live about the Joker and stuff, the Joker started testing twice live. It was cool. It's not that Disney thinks they're an empire. They are an empire. Think about it. Between the parks, the movies, the hotels, they got a whole city in Florida. 44 square miles is Walt Disney World. That's pretty crazy to have. They're an empire. Straight up. They have everything. They got ESPN. They got everything. They got everything. It's just how Disney is. Disney's brand is starting to spread out overseas between China and Japan and Europe, and they keep expanding the brand. But, that's just how. Look at what Disney did. They bought up Marvel. They bought up Pixar. They bought up Lucasfilm. So now they have Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and they got all this other stuff. No, Disney is not perfect by any means. But see, that's not Disney's market. You have to realize what Disney's market is. That during a period, they put in a few thrill rides, and that wasn't really the vision that Disney had. So now they have what they have. It's not that they can't build it. They don't want to build it. When it comes to, when you look at the Disney aspect, when you look at if you listen to Walt Disney talk, Look at if Disney, if you listen to him speak about what Disneyland was and what it was about and why he built it. I don't know if anybody ever saw the interviews and stuff, especially when they're doing the Disneyland opening. When Walt opened that up, he got the idea for Disneyland because of other parks that he went. He couldn't ride together as, as a family. He wanted, with the kids and the adults, mom and dad and brother and sister, whatever, they could ride together. That's what Disney's supposed to be about. I mean, as time went on, the values kind of swerved to a different way, went to a different beat of a different drum. No, they would know how to maintain it. They have pretty intense and insane maintenance scheduling and maintenance people. It's not that they can't or they won't. It's just they won't because of that's not how they're doing it. I mean, when you go out into California Adventure, that was like one of their little pet projects. They were trying to do something that they weren't. I mean, look at Walt Disney World as itself as a key. The most thrilling ride you have is like Twilight Zone, Aerosmith, you got Expedition Everest, you got Space Mountain, Splash Mountain. As I'm rambling off rides, you can see how thrilling and exciting and big that these rides are. They're trying to reach out to a certain demographic, and that is the family. They're not there for us. They're not there for the coaster enthusiasts. They don't give a crap. They're not there to break records with thrill rides and big giant. It's just not for them. It could work well with an Indiana Jones theme, with an RMC. I honestly don't see them doing it. I really don't. I could be wrong. But that's why, like, people go, Disney sucks. The rides suck. Well, it's not necessarily the rides suck. It's everybody, most adults and teenagers and stuff, they want thrill rides. They don't want... Disney is family kid rides. That's what Disney is. And if you're expecting more out of that, then there's something wrong with you. They're hitting their demographic. I mean, Hollywood Studios, I feel, was probably supposed to be like what California Adventure was. That's probably, you know what I mean? It's trying to be like an amusement park based on Hollywood themes and stuff like that. So you got your Aerosmith roller coaster, you got your Twilight Zone, and you got all these other rides. You know, your Star Wars. Yeah, I agree with you about that. Cedar Point has everything other than the high quality Disney theme and gift services, but they also, what they don't have is actually the rides. Cedar Point doesn't have the great rides. Like I've said before on past shows, Cedar Point's almost there. They're not there for me. I know a lot of you people are total fanboys and goo goo gaga over Cedar Point and think it's the greatest thing since sliced cheese. Well, that's not the case. You know, I want quality over quantity when I go and I've said this a bunch of times, and I sound like a broken record, and I'm probably going to keep doing that forever just to get it through everybody's head. Quality over quantity. I could start rambling off coasters that need to get ripped the hell out. I can tell you which rides I like. They got a lot of rides. I like Raptor. I like Blue Streak. I like Maverick. I like Top Thrill Dragster. I like Magnum. I like Gemini. And that's probably about it for coasters. I like Max Air. I forgot what the swing ride is. I like that. They have a couple other flats. You know, I like the Derby horse ride there. Calypso. Other than that, that's really not... other than that, that's really all I like at Cedar Point. Skyhawk, that's what it is. I keep forgetting what it is. It's been a while since I've been there. So basically, I only like, 10, 15 rides at the park? Ooh, the Enterprise, too. You can't forget the Enterprise. Witch's Wheel or something it's called. You know what I mean? Those are the rides that I like when I go to Cedar Point. It's, for some reason, people got, goo goo for gaga over that park. And now I'm not trying to say that the park totally sucks. I mean, at least there's rides that I do enjoy. There's rides I don't enjoy. But I always tell people, go on your own, make your own opinion, because some people don't like my opinion. And, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody's got one. So, I mean, if Cedar Point could fix up, get rid of some rides, add some other rides, they'd be in good shape, but they got to do that first. What the hell is this? I don't know what that is. But anyway, like I said, they're yeah, I like. It doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't mean I like and love the park. It just means those are the rides that I ride when I go there, that I like to ride. There's way more rides in the park than that. So that should tell you something. Now, Millennium Force is probably the most overhyped coaster on the planet. I can name probably 100 coasters that are way better than Millennium Force. Yeah, see, Wicked Twister really doesn't really do anything for me. I was never really a fan. I mean, I rode it, but because everybody else was riding it, but I don't know. I have no idea what my issue is with Cedar Point. I don't love it as much as other people do. I know Luco's a big lover of Cedar Point. See, I haven't been there since the last time I was there was whenever Ace Spring Con was. 2011, 2012 was the last time I was there. So, needless to say, they've added some rides, and they're getting ready to add the whatever is standing there, Main Street, whatever, the remake, the RMC ride. Yeah, exactly. That's why in this crazy world, it's okay to not like what I like, and it's okay for me not to like what you like. For what the other guy don't like. It's totally okay. Because that's what makes the world go round. I love it. I mean, like I've said before, the reason, why I like SFNE so much? The real reason? I enjoy going on the rides. I enjoy the park. I enjoy the people there. I feel at home. I know the employees very well. I have fun when I'm there. My kids will absolutely love it. I mean, they like going to other places. We're going to be going to a bunch of parks coming up next month. We go all over. We like to travel and go to different places, but on a regular basis, when I'm not going all over the place, we usually split it between lake compounds in New England. That's really where we spend most of our time, and then when we decide to venture off, we go to other places. That's what we do. My problem with Wicked Twister is I actually prefer the one at Dorney better, because I like it when it holds and then drops you. I like that. Wicked Twister does not do that. It's like, wee, woo, woo. I can just picture it in my mind. All right, so let's get some news out of the way. I don't know how many have heard of the Land of Oz in North Carolina. It used to be open one weekend a year. And now they're going to be open on June 2nd, 9th, 16th, 23rd, and 30th. It's going to cost you $25. It's included in the chairlift ride up the mountain and back, as well as a special interactive tour where some guests may be chosen to play the role of Scarecrow, Tin Man, Cowardly Lion, or even the Wicked Witch of the West. So that's coming up. If anybody wants to check that out. Yeah, disaster transport was pretty cool. I do miss that. Some interesting things going on at Epcot and Walt Disney World. There's a survey going around about Figment. Remember the ride, Figment Imagination? They're possibly seeing if people actually care about the ride, know who he is, and possibly about updating the ride so maybe it could bring it back to its former glory if there's enough interest. Yeah, there wasn't really a whole lot of news. That was really the two things of news that I had to talk about. But if you haven't watched the Facebook Live with Jen McGrath that we did on SFNE Online's Facebook, go there, check it out. And the cool thing is, it's got just about 1,200 hits on it, views, which I think is phenomenal in a matter of a little less than a week. But we had about 1,000 within a couple days. It just kind of tapered off, but people loved it. And I talked with Jen, and we're probably going to do that same thing about every 3 months. And we're gonna, we could do it probably about every season. We've done spring now. We can do summer, and then we can do fall with Fright Fest. We can do holiday in the park. There's a lot of things that we can do, so it'll be great. So it worked out. She was happy with the amount of views that came into it from our end. She was extremely happy. I talked to her about it. I told her that people loved it, and she wants to do more of it. And it's probably better for her. She doesn't have to worry about making sure she's on the time. We could just do it, and or she can do it, whatever. But we will keep doing that as long as the people watch. I mean, there was a lot of people that actually watched live, and it was pretty cool. Just because I honestly had no idea how many people were going to watch, if anybody was going to watch, and it surprised both myself and Jen. And we had it was a great thing. I mean, she even talked about Holiday in the Park. She talked about Joker. She talked about some food options. She talked, we kept talking about, people were asking questions. And, you can live stream horizontal on Facebook now. You can. I'll have to try that out, because before I was always just like that. All right, I'll have to try that out and see what happens now. That'd be cool. I'll test that out maybe this weekend. It depends upon the rain. Jen McGrath is really nice, and I will say this. She's nice. I know her very well. I'm in contact with her all the time. I always have some brainstorming ideas that I give her all the time. And she passes them off, whether they use them or not. I've said that before. But we talk all the time, even goofing off, whatever. But she really is a nice, down-to-earth person. I enjoy hanging out with her. I know she enjoys hanging out with me. We see each other, like, hey, give each other a hug, high five, whatever. But let me we'll say, if you want to see Jen McGrath, you'll have to kind of see her she's always walking around the park. The thing that I like about, the thing that I noticed about people in higher positions, besides the people, the trash people, the food people, rides and stuff, the managers and stuff like that, they all walk around with the pickup claw and they pick up the trash as they walk. They're not above anybody. They pick up trash just as much as, so it's good. So, it's all in what you do. When you set up the stream, you just have to hold it horizontal. I will try that. I will test that out later, just to get an idea. Yeah, we'll have to look at that. It was good, and I was surprised that my kids were good when my kids were there. They were like, how kids are, younger kid, 14, 12. They want to be riding rides. They don't want to be. They could have went off on road rides, but they didn't. They didn't jump in the interview, because if you guys remember, a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, we did an interview with Axel from The Walking Dead. And we did it in a hotel conference room. And Jeremy came with me because Jeremy loves all the horror conventions. And that guy, not only was he in The Walking Dead, he was in Devil's Rejects, but he also voiced a couple characters in Rango. I don't know how many people saw Rango. It was the Johnny Depp lizard movie in the Wild West town. Well, my son, Jeremy, loves Rango. So we were talking about different movies and different things he does. He was in the Lone Ranger movie, you know, Disney put out, and so he starts doing the character voice. Forget it, Jeremy couldn't sit still no more. He had to get in the video, and I'm like, oh my god! And the guy was cool about it, and he kept playing with them. The video's on the Facebook. You can see it. You know, towards the end of the thing, and I will say that for those that don't go to horror conventions, if you like to meet famous people, I guess those are the best places to go. You know what I'm saying? Especially with Toronto Josh, a.k.a. J Forces. Is the pinballer called Doc? Well, if you're talking about me, the whole thing where the whole Doc comes from is... Let me see if you... I know I showed this before. And I've explained this a lot. Let me move the camera a little bit. See that right there? Dr. Giggles. Now there's a whole learn thing about it. What is Dr. Giggles? The whole Dr. Giggles thing is horror rap music that I do. And it's on YouTube, and there's a website that I'm probably going to shut down because there's no point in it. But yeah, Dr. Giggles is me. Pinballer named Doc, that's me. But that's got to do with crazy music, talking about all kinds of disgusting horror things, and it's pretty cool. And yes, I'm a Patriots fan. Always been since I was a kid. The first game that I remember seeing on TV was the Super Bowl back in '85 that they got murdered in by the Chicago Bears. But I've liked football ever since then. 1985. I wasn't even 10. I was 7. I was about to be 8. I remember that. Oh yeah, I'm a rapper. Papa Rapper the rapper. I know it's crazy to think that me is a rapper, but in 2000 I created the moniker Dr. Giggles, but I had been rapping since 1992, if you can believe it or not. I actually have the first song on a cassette tape, but I've uploaded it onto my computer. That was done in 1992. I still have it. Kind of funky. It sucks. I will say that it was horrible. But it was the first song that I ever tried recording on a stereo and using a pair of headphones as a microphone. And I didn't have any really good equipment. I just used instrumentals and wrote songs to them, and it was horrible. It was awful. But since then, since 2000, I've done hundreds and hundreds of shows. Spot shows, tours, all kinds of stuff, rolling with people, and it was a great ride. Everything that I set out to do in music, I did. So that's where all that came from. I actually have played with so many bands, rappers, whatever. I mean, when I started doing Dr. Giggles, I was inspired by Insane Clown Posse. So that's what made me want to become a horror rapper. I mean, I'm white. I'm not, and no offense, not racist. I'm not black. I can't be a gangbanger. I'm not a gang, you know what I mean? I'm not a gangster. Even though I hung around with the wrong crowd and hung out with gangs, Bloods, Crips, everything, whatever, back in the day, I did stupid stuff. I did really stupid things back in the day. Probably illegal things, but that's okay. Never caught up with me. But anyway, regardless, I mean, the goal was one day to do shows with Insane Clown Posse. Did that back in 2007, playing their music festival called Gathering of the Juggalos. That was awesome. But I played with Bone Thugs and Harmony, Too Short, Ice Cube, Ice-T, Vanilla Ice, Mushroom Head, Rob Bass, DJ Easy Rock, Wolfpack, Tech 9, Digital Underground, Slick Rick. There's all kinds of, and I'm talking like old school stuff, some new school stuff. Bloodhound Gang. Well, I didn't exactly play with Bloodhound Gang, but they were there watching me, which was kind of cool because the guy that's in Wolfpack used to be in the Bloodhound Gang, and they all hang out. It was a show in Pennsylvania, so that was cool back then. There's a lot of stuff that I've done back in the day. Oh yeah, I've done songs with guy from Bizarre from D12, King Gordy. Actually, I'm still waiting for it to come out, but I recorded a song with Busy Bone and Lil Wayne on my friend's album that has not come out yet. I don't know when the hell he's releasing that thing. No, I was not a DJ. I was actually on stage, full costume, rapping about crazy horror stuff, abortions and orgies and morgues and all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, it was nuts back in the day. Yeah, but think about that. On the TMZ show, some white rappers now are big-time sellers now. But when I started, white rappers were not. I mean, think about it. I was coming out around, when Eminem was first blowing up. This is going way back in the day. We're talking way back in the day. 1992, I just decided one day just to say, hey, I want to see if I can rap. It was awful, and then it just progressed as time went on, Actually, I forgot what year it was. I did a song called Roller Coasters in My Stocking, and talking about Six Flags and stuff like that. But I mean, I could probably make new songs. I think I got one more like actual real album in me, like, crazy rap stuff, and then I'm calling it quits. Yeah, you don't want me to rap about Cedar Point. It wouldn't be good. I mean, I was thinking at one point to do an album about amusement parks. I know it wouldn't be a huge seller. I've probably sold, I'm talking in the trunk, never went in stores. How many, so you figure 2,000 and now, so in I haven't really sold an album since probably 2010. Like, I stopped selling stuff. I don't really have anything left. But I had them pressed up at a place. At first, I didn't burn them all on my computer. I blew through CD burners and computers, blowing them up, burning them out. But I probably, between 2000, within a 10-year period, I probably sold 10,000 plus albums in that 10-year period. So that's probably, it's kind of cool how my little thing. But I've always been in, the entertainment business somewhat, somehow, like doing this stuff. I've helped different bands set up their crazy stage sets, like Twisted, Wolfpack. I've helped all kinds of people do things. And it was great. Great learning experience. It was great. I mean, I've played shows. There was like 5 people there, and one was a girlfriend and my dad, and 3 people left that decided to check it out. And I've played shows in front of 10,000 people. 2,000 people, 100,000, 1,000 people. 10,000 was my biggest crowd, but, it's all like that. That's my little thing, fatness and magic. So, it's just the way it is back in the day. Back in the day, living my youth. I mean, I've seen crazy stuff backstage, let me tell you. I mean, I can't really say it on the show. That's for another time and another place, but you know how you hear about bands and crazy stuff? Trust me. bands and crazy stuff. I should probably get, once I figure out how to use the program, get the Skype in and get my buddy from Wolfpack to call in. Let me tell you, if I could get my couple buddies there from Wolfpack to call in live, I would have to put warnings that this show will have explicit content in it, because it would be a phenomenal, entertaining show for an hour. It could go for 2 hours doing an interview talking about the old days. I need to get on that. I really do. I need to bring back and relive some old days, and then you guys can hear some crazy music and be like, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it would be cool. I'm not going to my home park because they have. Is Zoom and Gyro with the VR any good? Yeah, is it any good? That's what I'd like to know. Was the VR at Great Adventure any good on Zoom and Gyro? Alright, so, I talked about that. I got the Rob Zombie Pinball. Obviously, all you guys subscribe to the channel. I did not make a circus video, but I'm working on it. But I will talk about the circus. Let me tell you. The circus has been around for, what, 145 years or so now? And I mean, I don't know how many of you went as kids to the circus and seen how it was. You know, when you had elephants and you had somewhat of a bigger show. I guess I can understand why the circus is closing. The show with a crazy guy from Wolfpack? You would have no idea the entertainment value that would be brought to the show. Because, believe it or not, they like amusement parks as well, so it would be a crazy show. It would really, because they got like hot girls and stuff, hot strippers and all kinds of cool stuff like that. But anyway, yes, the circus is a dying fad because of today's world of entertainment, today's fads. The kids don't really care. Like, my kids could have cared less going to the circus. They could care less. They only liked a couple things that were going on, like shooting the person out of the cannon, and it was, the tigers. I mean, I was born in 1978, so my parents were always taking me and my brother, to the circus all the time when we were little kids. I can remember going all the time. If the circus comes to town, you go. That was like the thing to do. Today there's so much stuff going on. There's so much entertainment and things. Things going on in the world. The possibilities are endless. Way back in my generation is really the last of the cool generation, and I don't mean cool like hip and cool. We were the last to experience life. You guys don't experience life. That's the. You don't between video games and all the stuff on TV and all this technology stuff just going on, you would rather skip seeing cool things like a circus. I mean, the circus when I was a kid was a big thing. All the trapeze artists, the animals they paraded, it was great. It was something that was it's Americana, an American staple, and now it's gone. But when you look at it now, they tried to keep up with the times and they just couldn't. And they got nailed by Peter about the elephants, so they take the elephants out, which makes the show even worse. But I mean, they still got the tigers. The tigers are cool, the cannon thing. But they try to put on this big spectacle, and people just don't care about a spectacle. People don't really care about a lot of shows. Like Disney on Ice does all right, Monster Trucks does all right. People don't care about the circus. It's a dying thing, and it's a shame. Hey, I am proud to brag about my generation. Your generation
sucks. My generation's cool. I mean, think about it. Most of you kids today stay inside all day. You play video games, you watch TV, you sleep, you play on your computer. You don't go out and experience life. I yell at my kids all the time. All the time. I'm like, get out of the house. I've turned the internet off on them. I said, internet's off, go outside. And they cry like little babies. I want to play my games. I want to... No, get the hell out of the house. When I was a kid, we'd go outside at 10 o'clock in the morning. We didn't come out until the street lights came on. That was time to come in because that's when dinner was ready. When the street lights came on, dinner was ready, come in. That is what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, music was definitely too quiet. I don't have any mountains near me. I would have to travel hours to go to mountains. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to go, hiking in the mountains. When I was a teenager, when we moved to another town, and my parents had bought a house with 10 acres of land, me and my brother and our friends, we would go in the woods. 10 acres of woods is a lot, for a teenager to go explore. We used to go in there all day and all night. Start getting dark, come back. We'd go make forts in the back. We'd get some trees. We made little sailboats for the stream, and we'd race them down there, even as teenagers. But I'm not going to drive hours for a mountain. We would be in the woods for hours. We'd come back filthy. Filthy, filthy, filthy. That's what people need today. You know what I'm saying? It's like the kids go outside and the sun hits them, and they're gonna melt like the Wicked Witch or something. You know what I'm saying? My exercise now, for right now, I started going to the gym this week. I don't know. I know you're not supposed to weigh yourself every day. The other day, I started Monday night, which was stupid because I had eaten dinner like a couple hours before that. It said I was 246 pounds. The next day I was 238 pounds, and then yesterday I was 232 pounds. So you're trying to tell me I lost 14 pounds in 3 days? It's about what I'm always been at, 232. I started changing the food for the most part. I've stopped eating fast food. Don't really drink soda. I drink water now. I always have my coffee. Always have my coffee in the morning. That's not going to change ever. Never, ever, ever. That coffee will always be my morning staple forever. But I've actually changed. I went out and I bought fruit and I bought vegetables, and now I'm just going to start, eating better and trying to exercise. I'm going to start walking to the local pond, I should say. It probably is the big poops. I was taking giant poops. I mean, they were giant. They were gigantic poops. They were huge. They were filling toilet bowls. I was proud of my poops. I think from eating the fruit, kind of said, hey, get this stuff out of me. And it was just like, boom. They were good, nice, solid, good color poops. I do that too, and you know what? That's not good for you either. I go all day. Because last night we had a pinball party because we got I got Rob Zombie. I invited a bunch of people over, and I couldn't follow a paper map at all. I never could. The only thing on paper I could follow was MapQuest directions until I got me a GPS. But anyway, so we ordered. I had like 7 people over. I bought 3 pizzas. 1 got killed. I had like 2 pepperonis and a cheese, and that's all I had eaten yesterday, and a couple of apple slices. That's all I ate yesterday. And then today, all I ate today was I had 1 chocolate chip cookie, and I had cooked, warmed up 3 pieces of pizza, but only ate 2, and that's all I ate today. But once I get done with this, I'll go eat some apple slices and some grapes. That's kind of what I've been doing. It's all about getting off my ass. And I was hoping to go to Lake Compounds this weekend, but I don't even think it's going to open. It's supposed to be a washout all weekend. Supposed to, my phone's like, 1 to 2 inches of rain. on Saturday alone, and then whatever else that's coming. Not going to see sun till like Tuesday. It sucks. So I'm slowly getting into, I went to the gym this morning. Got a little, I was there for 45 minutes. And, I was just doing cardio. I'm trying to slowly get back into it. So I was working between the treadmill and the elliptical machine. I hate the elliptical machine. The first 10 minutes are so brutal on it. And once I get past the 10 minutes, then I'm okay. But I just keep pushing. I've always had a problem the first 10 minutes on an elliptical machine. My legs are like jello, and then all of a sudden it's like bump, 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 bump. Start going crazy on them. They're great. But it's what I need to do. Yeah. So I think next week, I think I'm going to start doing the walk to the pond and back. That's probably going to take me like 30, 40 minutes round trip, which will be good because it's up and downhill. So that'll be good. I need to do something. My goal is to be at least 200 or 199 by the time December comes. That's 33 pounds. If I can lose 33 pounds by December, which is realistic, that's not an unrealistic goal. That's like a legit goal. I should be able to lose 30 pounds. You refuse to ride El Toro because it's becoming the new boomerang. What do you mean by that, Brett? Why is it becoming like that? Yeah, see, I wish I had access to mountains. I mean, I could go walk up the big hill. It's like 900 feet up the hill, the highest elevation in Foster, Rhode Island. It's like 900 feet or some stuff like that. I mean, I would love to go hiking on a mountain, even just once. I've never done it. I think it would be cool to do, get one with nature, but I would like to do it by myself. When I get in the woods, I like to be by myself where I can think and just get away, clear the mind, do my thing, and that's really what I like. It really is. It's, even though I think it would be okay with other people. So, it is what it is. But anyway, back to the circus. The circus was definitely lackluster. It definitely was. They had. El Toro's going to Six Flags Dubai. Well, that's why. They had the lady ringmaster, floating around on a thing and singing, and I mean, like I said, the tigers were cool, the cannon was cool. I don't know. I understand why it's leaving. It's a shame. I wish it was around longer, but it is what it is. At least I got to see it. The kids got to see it one last time, and that's okay. Now the kids don't ever. Plus, me and my father almost probably could have went to jail, I guess. Luco witnessed this, so he's my eyewitness to this. Leaving the parking lot. My father's outside the car, stopping traffic in the parking lot, and the parking garage, so we can back out and we can leave. And the lady, the wife that was driving was, I'm not moving, I was here first. And then my father's like, just back up, so we can get out. I'm here first. So he says, stop being a jerk, says some swear words at the lady. And my father comes flying around my side. He's like, if this guy comes out, I'm going to punch him out. Guy comes out in my father's face. And I get out of the car. And then I'm in the guy's face. I'm like, get back in the car. It wasn't exactly those words, but get back in the car. And then he's like, what you going to do? Well, what you going to do? That's my trigger. I see red. It's my trigger. I threatened him with things. And needless to say, he got in his car. His wife backed up. We got out. And I don't want to say the whole bad thing. Family show. Can't say everything. But just picture in your mind bad words, threatening with things, and we'll leave it at that. No, El Toro's not going to get removed. They're just going to build a clone of it out there. kind of a shame, but again, and you get an El Toro, and then you get an El Toro, and you get an El Toro. Everybody gets an El Toro. So yeah, that was that. So, I've done some research for this weekend, if in fact it's a washout. If it is in fact going to be a washout, we are going to go check out the indoor go-kart track on Saturday in Lincoln, the new indoor go-kart track. 40 miles an hour go-karts, electric ones. They use the same batteries that they use in the Tesla cars. I was doing research on it today. So I was reading up the pricing and all that stuff and the ride height. So we're definitely going to check that out. But I kind of also want to go next door to Battlegrounds. There's some cool stuff that you can do. They got paintball, laser tag, those blow up balls that you can get in and bump into people. There's all kinds of cool things that you can do. So I think I may check that out. The prices aren't too bad on everything, so I think everything adds up, and the more you do, the more money you're going to spend. But it's going to be a rainy day, and I would prefer to not sit in the house and look out the window being depressed at the rain and not being at a park. So I think that's what we're going to roll with, I think. So yeah, that'll be that. So I know this week kind of was crappy, I think. Wasn't much going on, but I will put together some Circus video, upload it. I got to start uploading more videos. I'm going to test out the live option. Horizontal. I'm going to check that out. We'll be back next week, same time, same bat channel, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as I like to say. And we'll be back, and we'll figure out what news is going on, what's going on. And if you have not checked out the live Jen McGrath video that we did on SFNA Online's Facebook, go check it out. If you have not subscribed to The Grove Show, please subscribe. And we will see you guys next week. And hopefully it stays dry, but it looks like it's going to be wet. And we'll see what happens next week. But if we, in fact, go to the go-kart place, best be sure we will cover that. And no, I'm not going to post a Circus video on this episode. I'm still editing it out and editing it together, and then I'm going to put it up on YouTube, and then post it everywhere, and then we'll be good. So, yeah. And then we'll just cover whatever this weekend. Whether it's lake compounds or go-karts or whatever. Whatever cool we have. But yes, there will be within the next few days a Circus video. And I'm going to just start pimping out videos and stuff like that. So, I will see you guys. I know you to subscribe to whoever you want to subscribe. But I'm asking you politely, if you don't subscribe, to subscribe. It's always nice if you can just subscribe. You can ignore it, but just subscribe. It's just nice to see the subscribes going up. Besides, we still have that contest. And the subscribers have been going up. Slowly, but they've been going up. We want to get them going up. That's what we want. We want it. But anyway, I will see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Stay dry if it gets wet. And keep on coasting, everybody. Peace out, y'all.